Now, 2 migrants are reported dead after a boat carrying 60 asylum seekers capsized while attempting to cross the Channel yesterday.
It comes as the country awaits the latest legal migration figures set to be released later this morning. Net migration could reach as high as 700,000 as MPs on the right of the Conservative Party lose patience with the government.
Well, let's speak now to immigration lawyer Ivan Sampson. Very good to see you this morning, Ivan. And before we get into the figures that we're expecting in a few hours' time, let's reflect, shall we, on the very sad news that 2 people have died after a migrant boat capsized off the French coast. It is a reminder, isn't it, of just how dangerous this journey can be.
Indeed. What's really worrying is that the Home Office policy, the insistence of catching these traffickers, and yet not a single trafficker has been prosecuted by the government. Nobody's been caught, nobody's been prosecuted, and nobody's been put to jail. And I'm afraid this tragic loss of life, unfortunately, will continue so long as those boats keep coming across the Channel.
Yeah, very distressing news. I mean, looking at the report here, it looks as though 60 people were crammed onto a very small boat, and it's reported at this stage that it is a woman and a man in their 30s that are said to have drowned. So it is the focus again on the human traffickers who are packing people into boats that are simply not seaworthy.
Indeed. And we have an international duty to rescue people, so do the French. And we must obviously continue to do that. But it's a tragedy that we're going to be repeated time and time again, I'm afraid, so long as we don't have a proper policy for accepting asylum seekers from France.
How do we fix this, Ivan? How do we stop people dying in the Channel? You're talking there about needing safe and legal routes. What would you like to see?
Well, I heard one of your colleagues, Beth Turner, was asked the same question, and she came up with some brilliant ideas, which I've been also hammering on about for the past year or so. There's a combination of 2 things. We need a treaty with the European Union for them to properly accept those who are refused asylum here or not genuine asylum seekers to be sent back to France. That's the first thing. The second thing we need is safe legal routes. And there's no reason why a person has to be in the UK to claim asylum. It can all be done online. They don't need to physically be here. At the moment, the way the law stands is under the Refugee Convention, you physically have to be on UK soil to claim asylum. That can be amended. That doesn't need to be, which is forcing people to physically come here. If there are places around Europe where you can claim asylum, and a centralized system of asylum applications, and where asylum seekers then dispersed evenly throughout the West. Everyone has to take their fair share of the asylum burden. No one country should be allowed to shoulder that burden. Take Jordan and Pakistan has 1 million asylum seekers. That surely is not right. That country obviously can't cope. We have a fraction of the asylum seekers other countries are taking on. And in the EU, I think we're 17th on the list of the number of asylum seekers that we take annually.
Ivan Sampson is an immigration lawyer. Ivan, thank you very much indeed for your opinions. Those official figures out later this morning, and we will bring those to you as and when we get them. 9:30, we're expecting them.